Hello everybody, it's Bill's that college football guy here with another video. You saw the title. Oh my God! Big 12 schools going to the Big 10? Or is this 2022 revisited? Kansas and Utah. What do I mean about that? Okay, number one, this is not throwing any shade at anybody on On3 or Andy Staples, I believe who's the one who published this. I don't know, shade to them. No one else picked this up, as far as I know. I don't hear anything else talking about this. Just them. No shade meant for them. None. Zero. But when this first came out about, oh my God, Kansas and Utah are on the short list to join the Big Ten, and I'm like, anybody heard anything about this? And I've texted a few people and emailed a few people about what's going on here, and I got a bunch of laughing emojis, and it's the summer of 2022 all over again. What the hell are you talking about? Like, let me explain. Now, there are people who are firmly believing that Kansas and Utah are the targets on there. Some have said Colorado's in the mix too. They're the next two to join the Big Ten. Everybody's laughing and says, well, somebody explain what the hell's going on. It says, you are not on, in threads and Big Ten message boards. You're not there. You're not in that group there. And we all saw this. Those of us who are Big Ten fans just started laughing our asses off. Okay, why? Well, here's the thing. See, what happened was, there's something that went around that was called, number one, when I got told all this, I asked for one thing. Give me screenshots. Give me documentation. Give me something to verify this. They're working on it. But I've talked to other people like, oh yeah, this may have been documented, but this has been known. This was fan theory. What the hell's going on? There was somebody called it the Project, the Miraculous Four, the Miracle Four. Like, what the hell are we talking about? What is this? It says right after the summer of 22, June 30th, 2022. Remember that date? I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that date. That's the day this channel launched, and that was the day USC and UCLA announced they were leaving the Pac-12 for the Big Ten. That was the day this channel launched. On that date. So I know that date real well. June 30th, 2022. So, on that note, there was theories about it, like, okay, that puts the Big Ten at from 14 to 16. Are they just going to have two out west? Kind of puts... So, but then again, it's LA. I mean, it's a lot of flights, so if they do that, it's fine. And then they put out fan theories and message boards, put out the idea, if they went past that, what would it be? And then the project came out, the Miraculous Four, the Miracle Four. Okay, so what the blue hell's the Miracle Four? That was put around threads, message boards. I don't know if it was on Twitter, X at the time. I'm not sure. Basically was this. The Miracle Four was the fact the only way this happens is if it's a miracle. Okay, what's the miracle? Notre Dame joining the Big Ten. If Notre Dame joined the Big Ten and became the 17th school, who would come in with them? The first thing everybody popped up was, oh man, Stanford would have to come. And like, the Big Ten wouldn't take Stanford. I don't know if Stanford would want to share their research because they don't want to do that. But if Stanford agreed and Notre Dame told the Big Ten, we'll come in if you bring in Stanford, they'd be on a plane within the hour to get Stanford to sign to join. They'd be there in the hour. Now, this whole theory came out in the summer of 2022 because Notre Dame and Stanford were listed as two of the Miracle Four. You know what the other two were? Oregon and Washington were listed as part of this scenario. But if for some reason Oregon and Washington didn't work or things didn't go on there because of other things, was there other possibilities? And someone put out there, well, like if Stanford didn't go, who would you add in? Maybe it's Stanford. Maybe they don't want to go to the Northwest. Maybe they want to kind of like run a trail from the middle of the country, across country, over to there. Or where would you grab? Says, well, maybe you grab Utah and Colorado because they're like right there. Or wouldn't you grab Kansas because it's closer to Iowa? You can go You can go to Kansas, to Salt Lake City, to LA, and it'd be this nice little run to go over there. Yeah, so, and then go right across to Stanford too, to San Francisco. So you'd have Notre Dame, Stanford, Utah, and Kansas. I'm like, okay, this is plausible. Send me a screenshot. Send me something. I mean, this was brought up a while back about Utah going and Colorado going and Kansas going and UNLV to the Big Ten. Remember that joke? I can poke shit. I'm a part-time UNLV fan. I can poke shit at that crap. Now, Oregon State, Washington State too. We throw everybody in the damn hat. But no shade on them. It's just they already know they're not going. They're not that dumb. But suffice to say is this. What I think happened, I'm not saying this did. I'm not throwing any shit on 3. I'm thinking somebody who works at On 3 was out looking for research, or somebody, or maybe not even working on 3. Might have been somebody who's a contact source for Andy Staples, or someone he talks to or whatever, and may not have been Andy, could have been somewhere else. I'm not throwing any shade. But I think what happened was somebody stumbled upon that had a recent comment or something, or maybe and it just went there, and oh yeah, I remember that was this and this, thinking it was recent, and it's actually from the summer of 22. I could be very wrong. I could be completely wrong. There could be new sourcing on this, and this all could be just a coincidence. But I'm thinking it's not a coincidence. I think that's what happened here. I think we have someone who went looking for some research and dug up something from the summer of 22 and 23 before Oregon and Washington joined to put possibilities there were. Because the other thing that came up in 2023, that was like Kansas going, but if Utah and Colorado and everybody wanted to stay in the Pac-12 and did not want to join, and they didn't want to go anywhere, I said, well, that's what I asked this question, was what happens with that? If they say, oh, the USC and UCLA left, and all the schools in the Pac-10 want to stay, now Pac-10 want to stay together, they don't want to leave, then what happens? But you're 8 at that point. That means Stanford's not going. Then what? Well, then they just stick with 2. And it'd probably be Notre Dame and Kansas. And I'm like, you can't see that. Yeah, this sounds like fan theory. This sounds absolutely like fan theory. This doesn't sound like anybody sourcing anything. This sounds like fan theory. Is it possible that there's some sourcing to this? Possibly. I'm not going to say anything isn't possible, because we've seen too much that's gone the other way. So, do I see it happening? The idea that all of this would happen only if Notre Dame joined sounds like a possibility. A lot of people saying Notre Dame's going to join. No, they're not. The whole reason the Big Ten is looking at expanding again is to bribe up viewership. Those who are saying they're going to grab North Carolina and Virginia to the Big Ten, no, they're not. They need schools that are in the top 5 in media markets. Top 5, should say, in the ACC in viewership. And last I checked, the top 5 was in no particular order: Clemson, Florida State, Miami, Georgia Tech, and Stanford. I think I might be missing somebody. It's not North Carolina, I know that damn sure. And it ain't Virginia. So, I'm not... I think that somebody's rehashed some stuff in the past, or heard about it and went to some people and got a twist on it. I don't know. I could be talking crazy. I could be talking crazy. But I think this is, my personal opinion, I think this is a rehash of a story, of a rumor that came out in 2022 and someone decided to give it new legs. Not saying it's anybody on 3, could have been somebody else and pushed it. And I can very well be wrong. There could be sourcing. I could very well be wrong. My gut's telling me I'm not. But I've done enough yapping. Let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments. So thanks everybody for watching. If you haven't done it already, do me a favor, smash the like button, hit the thumbs up, helps the algorithm, helps the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. Do you believe that any of this regarding Colorado, Utah, and Kansas to the Big 10 from the Big 12 has any shade of plausibility? It's possible. You taking it serious? Maybe a better way of putting it. You taking it seriously? Let me know in the comments. Share the video if you want to and you haven't done it already. Check out some of the other videos that I have done. If you like them, hey, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 2K, trying to make some magic happen. If you want to follow me on the craziness that is X, Twitter, formerly, the link is in the description. Thanks everybody for watching. Tomorrow, the 5th Down Show. That's gonna be the recap, as we got the game. We got the North Carolina TCU game tonight. I'm gonna recap about there. I'm not gonna go through every single subscriber school, but I'm gonna go through all 50 of you guys. But I'm gonna give a shout out to give you an idea what the show is gonna be. Because some of you are new here and you don't know what the show is. I do a recap at the end of every week. I go through, and if you're not, there's 3 categories of people. I put out the 5-star performers, the 5 schools who absolutely excelled, if there are 5 that week that excelled. I put the 5 that need to hit the gym. They won, but it looked bad. You know, did they get pushed around and they'll get to the weight room, or they get running out of energy at the end of the game and do some cardio, build that stamina up, and they need to hit the gym. And the 5, if there are, that made you say, what the blue hell? That performed so badly, unexpectedly. What the blue hell happened? Those 5 are coming up. And I got asked to do what should be coming into next week's show, which games that become on the preview, because we got Friday games. So this video is today. Tuesday's the recap. Thursday is gonna be my picks, because we got Friday and Saturday games. So it's not that much of a break in between. So we got that stuff going on. There's other videos that are gonna be in the works here now that I'm no longer doing 50 million scheduled preview prediction videos. I gotta start that earlier. I really do, like February. At least getting the list done. So again, thanks everybody for watching. Everybody's having a great day. 5th Down Show tomorrow. Be safe and please be good to each other.